Hey guys, this is JNM with a kind of kick-off video for a series about the Armory 3D game engine which runs inside of Blender. I'm very excited about this engine. It is open source and the project is fully funded now. You can download it from this webpage, the link is added to the description below, and you can get it for Windows, Linux and Mac OS. If you'd like to donate something, you can do this here, or you can just go to the downloads. There are packages that come with Blender 2.7 and more experimental versions that uses Blender 2.8, which is also like Armory under heavy development. On their webpage you can find a link to a forum for discussions. It contains categories like releases, general or showcase. On their GitHub you can find or report bugs or other issues, and on the main GitHub page you can download Armory projects like tutorials, game templates or short tips and example projects. Another good starting point is the manual page, where you can see how to set up Armory as a full download or as a separate Blender add-on. Okay, what I'm going to do now is to download the Armory engine for Windows and Blender 2.7. I recommend to start with this version in which at least Blender is stable. The Armory engine is version 0.4 now. After downloading and unzipping, you can see that the zip contains the full Blender application that you can start, and that should look very familiar. You have the default cube, a light and a camera that I adjust now by pressing the G key. Okay, and this will be the screen that you see when you start the game. But before we can take the first steps with Armory, let's switch to Cycles Render. And then we have to save the Blender file. I store it in a projects folder that I created, and I name the file first.blend. Okay, now let's have a look at the Render tab. And here you can see some panels for that the caption starts with Armory. The first one is the Armory player, and here you can decide whether you want to create a C++ application or you want to run it in a browser or in the standalone Armory player called Chrome that I choose here. And here it is, your first Armory game. Very simple, but now you can be sure that it works. Okay, the next panel that I want to show you is the Armory exporter. I won't go too much into detail here for this first tutorial, but I just wanted to show you that you can export as HTML5, Android, Linux, Windows or Mac OS. Alright, but as you guys know, I like coding very much, and coding can be done in Armory with an editor called Code. Code with K. You can open it by pressing the Code Studio button, and this editor is basically Visual Studio Code with a plugin for Armory projects and the language Haxe. Coding will be done with this language. It's object oriented, it's platform independent, a really nice language. Tutorials about it will follow. What I want to do now is to add a script to this cube. So I select the cube, go to the Objects tab, and here you can see an Armory panel which is called Armory Traits. So what is a trait? It's basically a component, for example a Haxe script, that you can use to make Blender objects interactive. So I will add a new script and call it Cube Trait. Now when I click Edit Script, the code editor will be opened with the file and class Cube Trait. The class Cube Trait is derived or extends iron.trait. By using the trait class you get lifecycle callback methods for your object, so you are notified when the object is initialized, removed, and you get an onUpdate notification that is invoked like in other game engines on every frame. Okay, let's implement something very simple and basic. I want to get the mouse input and when the user moves the mouse, I want to rotate the cube around the Z-axis. So here you can see we have IntelliSense. We get the mouse input from the system input class. And to be able to use a vector class, I have to import the iron math vec4. Now I type object. This is the object the script is attached to. Then I can get the transform of the object and rotate it by using the method rotate. And for the rotation value, I use the mouse input for the x-axis. I multiply this with a very small value, a magic number just for demonstration. Okay, that's basically it. Now I'll go back to Blender and press the play button. The shortcut for this is the F5 key. And now I'll move the mouse, and as you can see, the cube is rotated. This is our first script for Armory and user interaction with Blender objects. So guys, I hope you liked this video and the game engine. I will follow the development, so stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. And just perhaps you consider supporting me on my Patreon, because this would really help this channel grow. Thanks a lot for this, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.